Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I have what I think is going to be an interesting video. This is a 2008 Volvo XC90, and it has a problem. Let me show you the codes. Let me make sure the ignition is on, which I think is not. No, it's not. Okay, now it's on. Actually, I got the hose connected so I can start the car because the battery is no good on this car, and I'm going to show you that too. All right, so we're going to read the codes. Hopefully you guys can see that. So we have two codes, P12 2477, which is on the cell test. The throttle valve or throttle body was not able to reach the commanded position. And then we have the 2118, which is motor current, performance, general information, and so on, which all of this is talking is about the throttle actuator. So when you're doing any test on this, you have to make sure that you got a very good battery because the computer is going to try to do a self-test as soon as you turn the ignition on. Uh, Again, I'm trying this new arm on my camera, so let me make sure you guys are looking. Yeah, that's better. Okay, that's no glare. Well, it's probably not too much glare. So you guys can see, and the battery voltage right now is 1438, obviously with the car running. So I'm going to get out of here and go over to the live data, and I'm going to select just the total position values so you see weird numbers because total positions should never go negative. All right, so let's show this. All right, right now it seems okay. Make sure, yeah, you guys are getting a lot of glare. I think that's better. So you can see we have position one or throttle position one at 0.82, and the other one at, you see it went down to like 0.38, or yeah, which is nobody's touching anything. So that is what probably the computer doesn't like, that difference in there. And I need to do further testing. And if I go and turn the car off and try to actuate it, let me stop 1 second and get you guys out of the arm. All right, that's what I was using. It attaches to my bench next to my toolbox, and it actually works very well because it's not going to be, I can spin this arm here and get the arm itself away from from me when I'm not using it, and it's not in my way. So it's going to work, which I think pretty good for all the recordings. All right, going back onto the testing. So we got those two codes. So the next thing you should do is try to actuate the throttle to see. Well, we can see spikes in there, and it's actually going from 1 to like that 38, which is right now. And again, nobody's touching anything. So I'm just going to step on the gas. Those two should look very close to each other, and as you can see, it's not. So that is the first clue that we definitely have some issue of carbon deposit or a bad actuator. So I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to turn the car off. And okay, now the car is off. Battery is in 12.9. So I'm going to turn the light on just for a second, at least the parking lights, to let that battery voltage or surface charge disappear. Right now it's going very quickly into 12.3, 12.2, which it shouldn't. Sorry, I know the glare is hard to see, but believe me, right now it's in 12.1. So I'm going to take the light off. It was just a parking light. I have this battery tester just in order to make the video the quickest possible. I will remove the cover where the battery is, which is, you know, in the trunk area. So that's the cover, and that's the battery. As you can see, it's OEM. How old is? I don't know. So you're gonna put negative to negative and positive to positive. Make sure you pick up a clean spot. And reading the battery, it says it's a 600 cca. So we're gonna do that and then test. And it's in low. Before it was in 265, and if I leave the light on, it will go into the red number. So this battery needs to be replaced. Again, the voltage is in 12.2, which just me putting the parking lamps or parking light system a little bit. So I'm going to do that a little bit more. So again, we can get to see that the voltage is going too quick. The battery should hold more than that. Yeah, it's going rapidly. I need to disconnect it in order to do the test again. That's the way this tester from Medtronic works. Yeah, still, and you see it's right now going down, and it will eventually show a bad battery. So I'm definitely recommending this, and I cannot do further testing until I have a good battery, because that is a must for any computer or actuator. You need to make sure that you got a solid battery for any of the testing. So my next step, I'm going to remove the key, is to show you guys that, oh, the light is on. Well, first of all, that somebody was here before me. So this is the hose that goes from the air filter down to the throttle valve or throttle body, which is right there where I'm pointing the light. This has kind of like a resonator attached to it, and it's heating the fan. So you can see it's a mark. Hopefully you guys can see that, but it is rubbing into the fan. And also on this side, hopefully I can show that in the video. Let's see where the camera is. Um, Not sure. I'm gonna have to, let's see if, well, hopefully you guys can see my finger right there when I'm pointing. Somebody put like a mastic material to hold that connector in place. I raised the car and I saw that the actuator is actually loose attached to the engine, not to the actual intake, but to the engine. And the connector, which is going to be very hard to show now, is actually pushed by a coolant hose. So that should not be like that. So somebody installed this. I don't know if it's a new actuator or not, but I recommend that I need to remove the intake manifold in order to actually correct all this the right way and then clean if it's dirty too. So I will keep you guys posted. And again, this is probably my last video on 2018. So for those that were on my channel before, Merry Christmas. And for those that will be seeing this in 2019, Happy New Year. Again, stay in touch. One other thing I wanted to show, we got this for the channel. So whoever wants to get some of the stuff we're going to be promoting, we got, you know, clogs and t-shirts with our logo. I'm going to do a little bit of a change on this one because we just put in like Salazar Diagnosis, and that's not the name of the channel complete. So I'm probably going to put just like MS, I don't know, like maybe Mike Salazar G. I don't know. I'm still working on it, but this is products that if you guys like, you can just let me know through the channel on the YouTube, obviously, and on the comments, and I will probably start maybe sending some out. All right. All right, guys. I got the green light on this Volvo. Make sure it's recording. Sometimes a little hard to see. Well, so I got the gaskets in here. I'm going to remove the intake so I get a better approach of what the dealer or whoever worked on here did. Everything is coming straight from aftermarket. Well, these are Victor Rains. These are just rubber gaskets, so should be no problem. And we're putting a new battery on it. I was showing my friends that arm. I really like it. It's completely out of my way. Now I don't have to think on tripping a tripod. And as far as recording, I can actually bring you guys close, keeping the arm exactly what it is. Because let me show you. Like I'm just moving the arm, and I can raise it, and I can put you guys right there if I want to, which is probably not a bad idea. I don't want to be too close, but that's probably very good for you guys to see. All right, so I'm going to remove these. These are hoses and some of these little things in here. All right, so let's just start working. This is number 8. See, I can go around you guys and without tripping in that. Oh, this air filter is not even hooked. Oh, look, it's the bracket in here is broken. So that's why this is, look at this. So again, that's what I love about doing videos, because you guys are my witness, All right, this looks like an A2. Yep, that's a 7. So let's use a flatter screwdriver for that. And for this, I don't really need to disconnect the battery, but since this battery is pretty much dead, I'm going to go just 1 second, guys, to disconnect the battery, because it might start doing crazy things. Hard to say if this is original from 2008. Just removing the ground, done. And now we can proceed in here. Okay, now this is the pipe that is on my way in there. Got hoses, and there's like a push. Looking for a needle plier. I like to use for that. These ones, because I can grab both clips at the same time. Just gentle. That should come off. Okay, and we got coolant. Just set it back in there so I can set up a bucket under the car. I don't think it's gonna leak too much, but I don't want a whole piece of coolant on the floor. Oops. Put the racks in here. I'm gonna put a bigger blanket here so I don't lean on that. And that is just from the reservoir itself, which I think that reservoir should be replaced. Let me show you what I'm talking about. See the green pause in here? I'm going to point. Gonna be a little weird angle, but that is telling me that this reservoir is leaking. So that's another thing that I will tell this customer it needs to be fixed. I love this boom or video arm. I can put a rubber grommet or something in here so we don't have that much. The actual fitting is not leaking in there. And this one looks like a 10. And they do come off. Sometimes they stay in there. So far this is simple. That's like a fuel pressure sensor. When you cannot remove the connector, this cut from the back, I love to use these little picks and then pull the connector out. Try not to pull the wires. That will eventually create a problem. So that's the last one. Yep. Okay. Got a lot of connectors in here. And I think I'm gonna have to raise the car. Not be able to show you guys that some of the stuff is actually loose underneath. Do I need to remove that? No, that comes up. Probably just be able to get that probably better if I get that resonator out. I can see better. She's the one that's heating in the car, I mean in the fan. Just going to drop it. Then when onward. Get it out. As you can see here. Okay, so all this is being rubbing on the fan. I put this on the side. Now that's going to allow me to see better the throttle body. And I have the connector to the throttle body right in the back. I have a few sensors in here. I like to alright. Now I came out not so bad. It's sometimes very hard. Especially this type, because it's not just push and pull. Alright, that one came out. We can remove the clip from the same intake manifold if possible. I like to keep always. Alright, that's good. Pretty sure. Gotta be careful here with this. It's. I bet if I remove this one too. I don't like to break anything. And what I was saying is, as you guys can see, it hits right there where that sensor is. So gotta be careful in there when I bring it out. I wanted to get this hose out, so I gotta bring the car up. So 1 second, guys. This glove doesn't work with the camera. I'm not sure how much you guys will be able to see from here, but I'm going to be working in here. So again, I love this boom. You guys are still in the same spot. So my goal is to remove the clamp. It's very, very minimum room in here. That holds that hose. Yeah, it's a 7. I might need to do it by hand. Let's see. 1 second. I think I got it. All right, got the clamp loose. There is a hose in here that goes under the intake and back to something. And it's a push type of connection. Got it out. Come on. Almost. We'll try to use that long screwdriver again. Okay, got it off. As far as the intake, sorry guys, I got 1 bolt that is already removed. Let me use my mirror for this. So we got 1, which is pretty much out. And I got another one that is not, like 8. Kind of like need to calculate the length. See if I will be able to reach. I have to do that by hand. You can see this one. And this one is loose as well, but it wasn't 100% out. Just going to remove these ones in here and then go and remove the hose from the top. And this one is the one I can barely see, but I think it's completely off. Still I'm going to spin it. Sorry, got hung up for a call. So what I was saying, both of the bolts were loose. One was completely out, the other one was loose. But right now I can completely move the intake. I still gotta go up and take a look at that. That's the hose for the resonator, the clamp for the resonator. And check the connector. So let me stop 1 second, guys. All right, I'm going to remove now this hose. It should be loose, but it's a very hard plastic. So still again, the connector, or the main connector, still there. Okay, I got this out. And this is where the resonator gets connected, and that's the other part of the hose. I'll show you when I'm out. Gotta be careful here. Let's see how many more hoses we got here. So we got a coolant hose pushing the connector for the throttle, or throttle body itself, which that's the one I'm trying to unplug now. Might be able to pull that more. Can I? I got another one more here. That's the one that has like a mastic tape onto it, or compound. And it looks like a pressure sensor. So you know, guys, I'm in your way. But this time I have to be. Yeah, the connector is just in there with that. Trying to unplug that throttle body. I got it. And it should be no more in my way. Just very tight. But this is how it looks. So still got one here. I'm going to remove it so it doesn't fall. But this is how it looks. I'm gonna put this on the bench. Turn around, guys, so to see what we can see here or not. And yeah, trying to turn around. This arm is amazing. Trying to bring it down, but I guess that's as much as I can. And let's see. Actually, that's a lot. All right, that should work. So these are the bolts that were loose. You should have one on the floor. It's actually in the bucket. I'm gonna put that one away with the other one. So these two were, one was completely off and the other one was just barely in there. Then the connector for this sensor here, as you can see here, it has like this, it's like a gum. But the connector is broken. Definitely these gaskets are not new. Definitely they didn't remove the intake, which they should. Hard to say, but well, it's full of oil. The position of the motor itself looks good. I don't see any bent pins, at least on the motor. Motor itself, throttle valve is clean, it's new. Just, you know, check and make sure I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Looks like this is built by Ford Motor Corporation. So here also we have a robin from the hose, which is okay. All right, so let's take a look at the engine part, see what we find in there. All right, so definitely the intake was not touched. A lot of garbage in here, which I'm going to clean, obviously. See if I can pull that connector so you guys can see it. No, there's actually another connector underneath. But yeah, the connector is broken. It's a pressure sensor, which we don't have any codes on that. It looks just like this one, but the actual tab is completely broken. A second. Not sure if you guys can see that, so not sure how much I will be able to show you or not. Okay, so this is the connector that I'm trying to work on. They put this, yeah, the connector is broken. That's what it is. Hopefully you can see a little bit. I'm just going to check this connector. One thing you have to do is pull on each one of the terminals. Not too crazy. This is the hose. Sorry to change directions, but this is the hose that I was saying that you need to push. All right, so go back into here. We checked that one already. Cause connection, it can give the issue. All right, so I'm gonna put this here. I have to move you guys so you can see what I'm doing more. How's that? Gotta be just gentle. See, that's how you bring it out. Now here, I can work with the terminal from the inside and unbend the lever. Perfect. Not sure how much you guys can see, but I'm telling you, it is right now pretty much all the way to the top. So you go from the back and then you just get the pick from the back of the lever and push it. That's it. So this one is good. You can do just one by one. All right, so let's do the next one. One more time. Perfect. All right. Now we can put the white part, which is the lock. So what this does is make sure that those levers will not come out. All right, so the terminal is good. One thing that was installed incorrectly is this hose was like this. So when you have the throttle valve installed, this was straight making pressure onto that terminal. So very, whoever did this is not that doesn't know what it's doing, didn't care. That's all. All right, so this is the way it should look. We fixed that terminal, and I'm going to see what I can do with this. All right, guys, on that connector, definitely cannot be fixed. They fill it up with like that crazy glue all the way in the back, so I cannot see the sensor correctly. But I went and did a Google search, and I found it. So I just want to show the face of that sensor. Look at the three entrance, or right here is one, another one in the middle, and another one in here. And this side is flat, and then it's kind of like a round as a sensor. Because if we look, the sensor itself, which is this one, that's the way it looks. So I went into Google and I found this website It's called car 8 or ID. And as you can see, that is exactly the same connector. And it's a motorcraft fuel rail pressure sensor connector.